What's up, all you cool cats and kittens? As you can see, I've changed locations and I'm very sweaty. That is because I wanted to be alone, like truly alone, but I was mistaken because I could hear the sounds of some neighborhood block party, and there's a bug crawling on me at the moment, but it's fine. And it's just like, you're never truly by yourself. Even though I walked all the way out here and got my new lovely suede-ish, I guess they're suede shoes that I got for, $3 at the Goodwill last Sunday. I got them all dusty, but that is neither here nor there. I guess I haven't spoken to you guys. The last time I spoke was, I'll put these on. Sorry. I've been using. The last time I spoke to y'all, I was talking about my job, my upcoming job, and I was doing job training and getting ready to. Just look how pretty that is. I'm gonna show it to y'all. I don't know if you can see, but look at that. Isn't that beautiful? The grandeur of nature. It's just so amazing. What? Anyways, I was getting ready to work with the kids, and now I've been working for the kids for about to be 4 weeks. And man, you learn so much from the younger generation. It's just absurd. I've been called ugly. my eyes were big, which they are. They're pretty big, I'm not gonna lie. I've been like, I'm the best counselor ever. But then I also called the worst person in the world, and that the kid wanted to nuke camp. 2 of my kids got into a fight on Friday. But honestly, I wouldn't trade it for the world. I hope other people are one day able to find a job that they love as much as I love this one, because it's truly amazing. I don't know, something about these kids, and I don't know, I am working outside in like 1,000-degree weather, and they give me Sonic drinks to make up for it, so it's fine. And I love my coworkers, I love my co-counselors and the people I work with. And it's just so fun. Like, kids are so interesting, and you learn so much about yourself, because if you could think about back how you were when you were a kid, and maybe think about their thought processes, and because I work with 2nd and 3rd graders, and so they're in that middle childhood where they're learning a lot of socio-emotional things, cognitive ability, just very different things. And I have kids who are they might be the same age, but they're in such varying levels of varying stages of development. It's just like, wow. You could be in the same class right now, same grades and everything, and just totally worlds apart. And it's just and I have to be, and I and my co-counselors are the ones who are managing that, right? Bird. But I love it, truly. I'm getting darker. I don't know, y'all can't tell, but I'm getting darker because I have no problem with that, unlike some people. And I get my workout in every day. We literally hike and walk everywhere. We swim every day. We walk everywhere. You gotta carry all kind. I be carrying these kids. When I had to break up a fight on Friday. I was the one who I'm holding one here, holding the other here. Ava has muscles. It's fine. But I don't really want to talk about my job, no matter how much I can go on about it for hours and hours and hours. I truly do adore it, and working with people that I've known for a long time, but also people who I've gotten to know, and they're just so amazing and wonderful that I could just be with them. I'm gonna be with them all summer, which is great. But thankfully, 4th of July is coming up, and it's a short week, because every week it's just when's it over? I don't, as much as I love the kids, I need a break. Because the other day, one of my kids was so constipated that he was doubled over and crying on the verge of bowel obstruction. And so I clocked out for my break, And I'm like, hey friend, you know what, I'm just gonna sit with you in the nurse's office. That was air conditioned. It's air conditioner. He's just crying, and the nurse couldn't convince him to take medicine, but I was like, hey, if I were in your position and I were hurting really bad, I want to take some medicine. He's like, yeah, I want to. I'm like, the magic touch of someone who knows you, you know. But what did I want to talk about? Oh, man, I don't know, because like, I'm out here by myself. My parents don't really like me being out here by myself because this is technically a construction zone, even though it's the weekend, and I live a 5-minute walk away through the trees and whatnot. It's like, I don't know. Sometimes you gotta experience the grandeur of nature alone. And I've been thinking, I saw this TikTok of India Irie talking about how she returned to nature for her healing experience, and I'm like, yeah, that's so real. That's genuinely I don't know, because I tell my kids, it's we have a pledge, and part of it is be thankful for rain, take care of the trees, things, stuff like that. And I also the world has been here for so much longer than any of us have, and hopefully it'll be here way longer after us, after you and me. And it's our job. We're stewards, but also stewards of nature, but we should just respect it, you know. It's so powerful and beautiful. I just don't know how people can even think to ignore it or not see its beauty. And I'm thinking about nature being here after us. Hopefully, if we don't ruin the earth so bad that we take everything out with us. I saw a post yesterday about a bison that had literally boiled itself alive in Yellowstone, in Old Faithful, one of the geysers, and just traumatized all of the visitors and whatnot. I'm like, you know what? Yeah, I mean, anything can go out on its own terms, you know. There's no, I'm that bison, you can't. What are you gonna do? Judge a bison? The freak? This is your fault. Nature would rather nature. No, nature knows it's not stupid. Animals aren't stupid. I don't care what anybody says. Animals are not dumb. Animals are not dumb. They may not speak. Ooh, what is that? They may not speak like we do, but they're not stupid. They communicate in a multitude of other ways that we can't even comprehend. And so they know when it's time to go. I wouldn't want to put up with us either. So it's not like Yellowstone, and after Trump is taking away so much of the national parks that I love, by the way. I haven't even been to all of them, but I love all the national parks. Yellowstone was my first, I think. Or I did that at Hot Springs, but that's because I live here. But nature would rather the idea that nature would rather end itself, or an animal or nature would rather end itself than put up with us. Tells you a lot. I'm just saying. Tells you so much. Let's see. I hope the video this catches the wind, and how it's maybe you can. I hope you guys feel the breeze too. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. It's nice. It may be 95 degrees, but it's nice. I don't, as much, sweating is uncomfortable, but I don't hate hot weather. I don't hate cold weather. It's just weather. Bad weather, good weather. It's just the way the world's working at that moment. I'm thankful to be able to experience anything. Thankfully alive for it to rain on my head and for me to be uncomfortable about it, who are you today? I haven't put on my my accent. I do that at work because a lot of kids I don't know, can read me better. I don't know. This is my public speaking voice, which I need to stop. I wanna save the Southern accent. I don't want it to die on me, on any of us, because that would suck. So it's so versatile. It's versatile, and it varies from southern state to southern state, and I think that's amazing. I think that's so cool. Different people talk, like my parents don't even talk the same. They're from the same state. I mean, they're 2 hours away. My mom's from closer to Louisiana. Ooh, speaking of my mama, we went down home to her hometown last weekend, and the stories I got from my older cousins, they're my mama's cousins, but they're my cousins. I don't call them, like, they're so much older than me. They're like in their like 60s, 70s, but they're my cousins anyway. And the stories I got, like also my mom was telling me this morning, because we were recounting some of the stories to my people on my daddy's side at church, and she was like, oh, kind of like it's like, oh, my mama thought, my mama was like, I think she thought her parents were cousins, like second, third, maybe, because 3 out of, I'm glimmering in glycerin. 3 out of their 11 children were albino. I was like, okay, you know what, mama? And mama? That, you know what? Okay. But that's not what I wanted to share. That my great grandparents were probably cousins. But no, I'm talking about like country, like we're talking about country women. Because my great uncle on my daddy's side, it was the week before last was Father's Day, and he made the joke because he was like, you better watch out for your mama, because she's down from the country where women rough men up. And I'm like, well, yes, but also, like, I got you. My mom ain't gonna do nothing, because my mama, she wasn't the violent. She was the baby of the family. She wasn't the violent type. Although, no, I'll tell that story later. But last week, my cousin Janice, very country names, by the way, Janice Marie was talking about how her mama had once hit her daddy over the head with a machete, because he had hit her. He hit her, and she grabbed that machete and just sliced him right down his face. And then my mama, she threw an ashtray. If y'all wonder what I'm doing, I got a real bad, like, open wound scab situation that's just like frying in the sun right now. My bad. But she had thrown an ashtray and busted her niece's head open, because she was talking about one of her friends, and she was like, you better stop doing all that. And she didn't, and she got popped in the head with an ashtray. And then my cousin Janice Marie was talking about how she used to have to fight, because like these big old mean kids were like running the street. Like, if you wanted to go to the store, you had to pass their house. And so when you pass their house, they're going to be like calling you names and weak and all that crap. And so she would fight them. And then my uncle Tony, he was like, yeah, I fought them once or twice. You know, just like, I don't know, like, when you're from the country like that. Oh, and then also I said my mama wasn't really the violent type. Well, she wasn't. She was real sweet, but she wasn't weak in any capacity. Because you can't, oh, this looks like where is the camera? This is like a little razor. I don't know, I just broke it. But, she wasn't the violent type, but you can't be weak in that sense. That you could, like, they were telling my mama, because she was like, she's like, to her brother, my Uncle Tony, she was like, you have to fight? And she's like, well, and they call her Bae, because she's a baby. And she's like, well, you were fragile. You didn't have to fight. They weren't going to mess with you. You were fragile anyway. And I was like, yeah. Same as my mama. She was, but it's over. She's not weak. But you got to make up for it somehow. But my mama, she was not, weak sensitive in the slightest, because I found out today, I didn't know why my grandparents were divorced, like my mama and my papa, who I never met. And it's because he hit her one time. She's like, no. And she moved all 4 of her kids out and divorced them. And I was like, period, as she should. Y'all hear my accent now. I'm not trying to play it up. I just like let go of the proper talk. The proper talk. But I don't know. I think I'm gonna write something about that in junction with the little altercation that my campers had the other day, for my Substack, and how because whenever campers fight, they were I'm telling you, they were fighting. They were actually, one kid was just basically gonna pummel another one, and I had to be get over there. Even though the kid that was winning the fight, he was justified, but I couldn't tell him that. But yeah, because the other kid be starting stuff all the time. But the one the admin was because this kid has been abused in the past, and he was perfect for me all week. And I told him, dude, I'm so proud of you. You're rocking it. But he you hit him, you push him too much, he's gonna snap on you. He has anger issues, but he respects us, me and my co-counselors. So he was real chill. But yeah, we got into a fight. He almost broke some of my kids' nose. So he got moved to our group this week. But I want to keep him. Real bad. He's a real good kid, and he's trying. That's the important part. But our admin was you have been in situations where you have been your only source of help, and your only the safety only came from you. But now you're in a safe space. We're here. We're here to help you. And just I always tell my kids whenever they get in trouble like that, it's just if you had just told me and came to me first, you wouldn't be sitting here about to get sent home. Although they didn't get sent home, which is weird. They were fighting. They were rolling around in the grass, fight. I was pulling them off, tangled limbs off of each other. But it's just if you would just come to me and not just giving into the emotions in the heat of the moment, you wouldn't be sitting here. You'd be able to go out and play, and he would be sitting here in trouble. But now it's both of y'all, and both of y'all in even bigger trouble. And I tell them all that all the time. Just you can come talk to me at any point, but you've gotta take a step back, breathe, just breathe. But they're kids, and they're not, especially when you've been put through a lot, put through more in life than most adults have. You sometimes just can't emotionally regulate, and I'm not even gonna fault him for that, because I would have been pissed off too. Truly I would have. But it's you just learn how to handle things. And I know this on my TikTok the other day, but it's life doesn't necessarily get any easier. You're supposed to be able to learn how to cope and manage better. You're supposed to learn from mistakes and be I'm not gonna do that again, and we're gonna take this and apply it. It doesn't but unless you come, it'll make it easier in some aspects, but it's usually because you've learned how to cope and know how to manage things, which kids do not, unless they're extremely well cared for, and they've been taught super well, and well adjusted and whatnot. But even then, you're still a kid. You don't know everything, and that's frustrating. But also, no one ever knows everything. So it happened to me the other week. I'm gonna call it the new adults. And so I was in a social setting where the things I was saying could have been were taken out of context, and people will judge me for it, even though I didn't mean anything by it. And that deeply frustrated me, because I hate being perceived in a way that I'm not. I'm not that person, but you're judging me based off of something that you don't understand about me. You don't know what I'm saying. And that made me, I was crying. I was it was my coworkers, and I was I don't know you people, and I don't want you to think I'm weird. And it's now that I think about it, it's not that big of a deal, because I try to be someone who's not really nonchalant, or but I want to go with the flow. I take what's given to me, no matter what it is necessarily. And I try to, but even then it's and the other people were like, it's okay to be upset by that. Like, it happens. And it's not weak, or like, I am a sensitive soul, which I've never, combated that. But it's just like, I'm like, I thought you kind of move on past this, because I want to be like, I'm a person who cares a lot, but I usually don't care about stuff like that. But in like certain, like with certain factors, certain contexts, it like really compiled. Also had like a really rough week, and so it was just a lot. It was just a lot. But I don't know. I should probably start walking back. It's gonna take me a while. But it feels good to be alone, even though there's birds and probably some fish. I think there's some fish in here, and a lot of spiders. Lots and lots of spiders. I don't mind them. They're just spiders. But yeah, I think I'll try to talk to y'all later. I know it takes me a while to, like, I don't know. I don't ever want to set it like a schedule, because I don't like feeling forced to do nothing. Because if I don't want to do something, I ain't gonna do it. But like, I felt compelled today. Like, there was like, clearly I had something to say. I always have something to say, even though it may not make no sense. But I got stuff to say. Where are you at? Up there? Yeah, you up there. But like, it's just like, life is so strange. And like the game, that I've never actually played, by the way. But like, it's, you do what you gotta do. I wonder what they're doing. I wonder what they're partying for. It ain't the 4th of July. Maybe somebody's birthday. Anniversary. Just a cookout, hanging out. They ain't got no, but they don't have to have no reason to party. Party because you're alive, man. Party because you're alive. But yeah. Ooh, I do want to say this. Yesterday, I went to Barnes & Noble because my little sister wanted to, because it's like 3 weeks after her birthday. But the Criterion Channel sale was going on. I bought 2 movies. I bought Memories of Murder, and then I bought Hitchcock's Notorious. I'd never seen it, but it's just like, the cover looks so beautiful, and I like Ingrid Bergman, and I love Cary Grant, and I love Alfred Hitchcock. I was like, I'm gonna like this movie. Like, and it's on sale. It's not $50 this week. It's like $20. Crazy. And then I also got, what books did I buy? I bought The Phantom of the Opera. I got Glass Animals' first debut album. I got this book by Roberto Bolania, a Portuguese author, I believe. He wrote 2666. I've been wanting to read that, but I didn't buy it. I wanted to read one of his like smaller books first. And then I also bought Clarice Lispector. Oh, I forgot what book I bought. Dang it. Aquaviva? Yeah, I bought that. And then today I went back and I bought the Hozier's album. Not the new one, the one with, I forgot the name of the album, but the one with Take Me to Church. Is that his first album? I think it's his first album. And then I bought, what book? Oh, The Face of Another? Is it Kobe? I forgot, but like, it looks really good. It's like a metamorphosis type ish, and it was the same guy who wrote Woman in the Dunes. Kobe Abe? Kono Abe. I feel bad for forgetting his name, but I'm so ready to read all of those. And I'm currently reading Go Tell It on the Mountain by James Baldwin. I should have brought it out here because I kind of want to read it to y'all. Maybe when I go back inside, I'll read it to y'all. But it's just so, like, I'm only on like the first section of the book and only like 30 pages in. I have a job, guys. I'm sorry. I have a job. And then when I come home, I just fall straight asleep. But it's so beautiful. And especially as someone who is religious, like I enjoy going to church. I enjoy reading the Word of God. I'm Church of Christ. But I enjoy reading the Word of God and feeling connected to like a higher power in Jesus. And if y'all want to hear me talk more about religion, I can. Even like because it can get murky and complicated in a sense for me, but I like it. And I feel drawn to it, and that's probably because I'm Black, I'm Southern. It has been in my, it's like tradition, but also you can kind of make a way out of it, and I'll explain it later, maybe one day. But like some of the passages are like, wow, very deeply, spiritual, but also I'm reading this, I'm like, this boy's gay. The main character John, I'm like, you're gay, you're gay. Like the way that James Baldwin decided to write about the way that John views other boys. I mean, he probably is gonna have an experience like because he's talking about like sin. Because if you don't, like, the premise is that John is always in the first part at least, so far that I've been reading, that John is supposed to be like like a preacher. He's like preacher boy, sinners. Oh my gosh. But oh, that might be some deer up there. Anyway, but that he is gonna be a preacher man when he grows up, just like his daddy, gonna work in the church. But he's just turned 14. He's like, I don't think I want to do all that. And he's like that, like his sin, which I think, if I'm interpreting right, his sin was masturbating. I think, like, masturbating to thoughts of other boys. Maybe if I read that right. I may not have read that right. I mean, like to interpret it for myself, but his other sin is like his own pride in himself, is like, is just pride and his own intellect. But he's like, he feels immense feelings of shame and guilt for thinking that, because he knows that's sinful. And it's just like this vicious cycle. And he's also like, am I ugly? He's like, why am I thinking it if I'm ugly? It's not supposed to matter, like all kinds of things. And it's honestly so well written, and is beautiful. And the way he talks about his other sin is hatred for his father, and how he's made himself into whatever. And it's just like, oh my gosh, it's so amazing. I can't wait to keep reading it. I read for hours last night, and it's just so good, and I love it. But I really should be getting back now, because my father's probably back home and wondering, where's Ava? And he's gonna get me and fuss at me. So yeah, but as always, I love y'all. Y'all stay golden, pony boys, stay golden. And remember, take care of yourselves. It's hot. Drink water, take your vitamins, I don't know. And find some, it's summertime, y'all are probably all working, but find some that you truly enjoy. Find a hobby that you can just like throw yourself into. It's just like a passion. Remember, like, life is about passion and love and finding things that you like to do. So do that, man. You got this. All right, bye. I'll see y'all eventually. I won't tell you a date, but I'll see y'all eventually. Love it.